Welcome to the lesson, Easy Email List Setup. Now, you may be thinking, okay, I understand I need to grow my list and why building an email list matters to be successful or to grow a successful business. But you may be asking, well, where do I begin? How do I choose the right email service provider? And then even more, how do I get everything set up in the right way? So here's the thing. When considering an email service provider, you'll want to make sure that you can do the following things. You want to make sure that you can build a database of subscribers, send emails to several people at the same time, set up automated follow-up sequences, place sign-up forms on your website and landing pages, and you also want to be able to tag and segment your users. Now, if you have already chosen an email service provider and set up your email list, you may want to jump ahead to the next lesson. But if you are just getting started or you want to know more about how to set up your email list in the right way, I encourage you to watch this video till the end. Now, there are a number of email marketing service providers or ESPs that you can use to automate your email marketing system. And as long as you have an email service provider, you will be able to build your email list. But let me warn you, not all email marketing services are created equal. There are a variety of different options that are available to you, and each ESP will offer different features, functionality, and tools. So regardless of which ESP that you actually choose, all of them will allow you to create different email lists, create sign-up forms so that you're able to add people to those lists, and then allow you to send emails to that list. Now, depending on where you are in your list building journey, you may just want to keep things super simple and only use the tools and features that your email service provides. For example, simply embedding a sign-up form that is created for your list onto your website. Other features that you may need will include automation tools or automation options, tagging options, and this is going to help you to avoid having to create a lot of different email lists. You can have the features of grouping or segmentation and even landing page options. So here are some of the most popular email service providers on the market today: MailChimp, Aweber, Drip, ActiveCampaign, Keep, which was formerly known as Infusionsoft, Entreport, and ConvertKit, which is one of my personal favorites. Now, it's very likely that you already have your email service provider, but this is a really good time to check that your service actually meets your list building needs. And it is going to help you to actually reach those growth goals that you have for your business. So, for example, if you're currently using MailChimp, but you want to start doing some more advanced automations, or you even may just want to start making use of marketing techniques, more advanced marketing techniques like content upgrades, then you may want to move to something more flexible and more robust like ConvertKit. So speaking of ConvertKit, I want to touch on my email service provider of choice. And I want to give you a few reasons on why I use ConvertKit for my business. Number one, the platform is extremely well designed and really easy to use. It's very user friendly. Emails are delivered reliably and as expected, which is very important when you're looking at choosing an email service provider. Their customer service team is always very helpful. The autoresponder sequences are very easy to implement. ConvertKit also comes with powerful tagging and segmentation features, which is key to growing a list that is going to allow you to send emails and send correspondence or follow-up sequences to specific people based on interest. ConvertKit also makes it extremely easy to make changes and updates, and it's competitively priced. In fact, if you haven't already chosen an email service provider, you're on the fence, or you're looking to have a more powerful email service provider in your toolkit, it may be a really good idea to take advantage of ConvertKit's free trial. That way you can follow along with the easy email setup right from the beginning. And that's what we're going to be talking about as we continue with this training tutorial. So if you want to get started with ConvertKit, you can click the link underneath this video. So let's get this email list set up. So once you land on ConvertKit's homepage, you are going to hit the button that says try it for free. And this is going to allow you to sign up for a 14-day trial. It is going to prompt you to answer a few questions, a series of questions based on where you're at in your list building journey. And if you're moving from another email service provider over to ConvertKit, then they are going to customize your import instructions based on your previous email service provider. So in this example, we'll just say that we are building a new email list. We're new to email marketing and we're starting a new list. They're going to ask you if you have a website. And if you have a website, you can choose which one you have: WordPress, Squarespace, Wix, etc. And then you can set up your account by simply entering your name and email address. So after you enter your name and email address, you're going to be taken to a page that looks like this. So ConvertKit has an overview video and a getting started checklist that makes it really easy to get everything set up. So let's walk through this because there's a few things that I want to specifically point out that are going to help you along the way. So the first step to getting set up is to create your first opt-in form. You will click on the button that says create form and you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. So at this point, we have some options. And this is where you're going to click on the form style that you want. Now, the first one is an inline form, which you can embed directly onto your site. And this goes well inside of blog posts or before or after your blog post content. You can also use this type of form on your About Me pages. Now, the second option is their modal form, and this is going to give you more features to customize. You can add an image, you can add a headline, and this is a really good option if you're looking to add, say, a pop-up to your site. You can also choose a sliding form, and these are the options that you have available to you here. And then you can also add a sticky bar opt-in form. And this is similar to like a hello bar, and it looks like this. So let's choose the first option. We're going to keep it simple. Now, just a side note, if you're using a third-party tool like Lead Pages, where you are going to be building out and customizing your own opt-in boxes to capture leads, this is going to be the basic form that you're going to want to choose to do that, because with Lead Pages, they're going to basically strip away all of the design elements anyways that you are going to be building out if you were using a regular opt-in box. So you're going to use the basic form, and I'm going to show you how to do this in a separate video. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to create a basic opt-in form. So depending on the form that you choose, you can go in and you can begin editing your form. You can change the headline, you can change the subtext, you can change the information that shows up in the box, and then customize the button text as well. You'll also want to brand your form so that it's in line with your website and your visual brand palette. So you can see here that this is where you will want to give your form a name. And this is going to be good for organizing your form so that you can really keep track of which form is where, what it's for, and which product it leads into. So you can see here in my ConvertKit dashboard that I like to use the same format when naming all of my forms. I use CU for content upgrade, and then I'll add the name of that content upgrade. Or if it is a form that leads directly into a sales funnel for a paid product, then I will use the abbreviation for that paid product. And then I'll add the name of the content upgrade or lead magnet. So here I'm going to name the form for a list that I'm going to create that people can get access to my resource library. So I'm going to name it CU for content upgrade, and then add Womenpreneur Resource Library because that is the name of the content upgrade. And I'm going to keep it as a form to embed on my site. Now, if you ever want to change the style of the form, you can click on Style right here, and you can choose the form that you want. So if we go back to our main settings, it is going to give us options for what should happen when a visitor subscribes. Do you want them to be taken to a generic success page, Or do you want them to be redirected to a customized thank you page or login page? So when people sign up for the resource library, I want them to go straight to the login page. So we'll add the URL of that login page here. Now you will also see some additional options and features. You can click on incentive email and choose to send an incentive, which would be your lead magnet or your content upgrade to your new subscriber in a separate email. Okay, I do this in lead pages using their lead magnet delivery feature. So I'm going to untick this here. And this is where you can also turn off the double opt-in feature so that new subscribers don't have to confirm to begin seeing emails from you. Now with advanced settings, you can change what's shown to return visitors who have already subscribed to this form. So you can choose from any of the options here. I'm going to keep it at continue to show the form. So the next option that ConvertKit gives you is to begin adding subscribers. You can either import subscribers from your previous email service provider, or if you're just getting started, but you have a short list of family and friends that you want to add to your list of subscribers, then you can add them here. You can also tag your subscribers, and tags allow you to organize and group your subscribers based on specific actions or interests. And because ConvertKit is what they call subscriber centric, that means that you only have one list of subscribers. So you're not getting charged for duplicate subscribers that are opting in to multiple lists. So this is where you can create a tag or begin adding new subscribers without a tag. Now, there is one additional step that you need to take before you begin embedding your opt-in form on your website, and that is to integrate the form with a list or an automated email sequence that you want your subscriber to go through immediately after they opt in. So in this case, I want my new subscribers to go through my welcome series sequence for my email list, which I have called ML, which is short for main list, dash andreaboulder.com. So this is what I call my main list. So once I type in the name and I click on the tab that says create sequence, I'll then be able to attach my opt-in form to this particular email sequence. Now, another way to set up your opt-in forms and email sequences, which I really like because you can see the flow your subscribers take based on specific actions, is to use ConvertKit's visual automations feature. So before we start building out our email sequence, let me show you how to visually automate your email marketing. So you're going to click on the tab that says automations, and you can watch the short video that's going to walk you through how to build your first visual automation. But let's go ahead and click the tab. We're going to give our automation the same name as our content upgrade. We're going to click on create automation. And we're going to choose what happens when someone joins a form, is added to a tag. You can create a custom trigger, or you can create an automation based on what happens when someone makes a purchase. So we're going to stick to joins a form. If you want to create a new form, then you can go ahead and create a new form here, and then it will walk you through the type of form that you can create, your opt-in form or opt-in box or a landing page. But because we already have one created, we're going to stick with the opt-in form that we've already created. So the next step is to create your event. So you can see in the visual editor, we now have our opt-in form, and we want to connect this opt-in form to a sequence. So we're going to click on the plus sign, and then it's going to allow us to choose what we want our new subscriber to do next based on specific triggers or actions. So the options that you have are events, actions, and conditions. So an event will pull a subscriber forward in your automation when something happens, removing them from a previous step. So you can tell your subscriber to jump here when a tag is added, when a tag is removed on a specific date, or when they have purchased a product or service. You can also add an action, and this is going to happen once a subscriber reaches a certain point. So you can add the subscriber to an email sequence. So when they opt in to your opt-in form, you can make sure that you add an email sequence. And then you can see that that pops up here. The other options that you have is to add or remove a tag. You can move a subscriber from one particular list or segment from another. You can cause a delay, or you can set a custom field. The next option is adding a condition, and a condition will trigger an action only if a subscriber matches a certain criteria or reaches a certain point, and it will always be a yes or a no. So that means if a subscriber has, say, a specific tag, then that subscriber will be added to a specific sequence or removed from a sequence based on what you want them to do next. So for this visual automation, we're going to click on action. So as soon as a new subscriber opts into our Womanpreneur resource library, they are also going to be added to our sequence. And this is going to be our main list sequence. And now you can visually see the process or the journey that your subscriber takes once they opt in. Now, the next step to getting our email list set up is to add your first email sequence. And this is where you can come in and you can copy and paste a email that you have already created, or you can start to craft your email sequence right from the content editor box. So you're going to want to name your email. You want to choose when to send this email. If you want to send it immediately, you're going to change it to 0 days and it will be sent out as soon as someone opts in. You can change what days your email gets sent out. So if you only want this email to be sent out on a Tuesday, you can click Tuesday. If it doesn't matter, then you can make sure that you click all of the days. If you want to add additional emails, you can add them here by clicking the button that says add email. And then you can go in and you can click on when you want your new subscriber to receive this: 1 day after the first, 1 day after the last email, 2 days, etc. Once you're done, you're going to want to save your emails, and then you're also going to want to make sure that your automation is turned to on. Now, the last thing that I want to do once I have everything set up in ConvertKit is that I want to go back to my form setting, and then I want to click on the embed tab, because now I want to take this code and add it to my website so I can start collecting subscribers. So you can pull from the JavaScript. You can pull from the raw HTML code, which allows you to customize the code. This is used by developers and people who know what they're doing when it comes to manipulating and customizing code. And then you have the embed using WordPress option, which makes it easy to add ConvertKit forms to your site using a short code snippet after you have installed the ConvertKit plugin on your WordPress site. So for now, I'm going to grab the JavaScript code, and then we can go ahead and add it to our website. So you can see here we are on andreaboulder.com, and I'm going to edit a post, and depending on the theme that you have, your editor may look a little bit different than mine. I'm using the Salient theme, so it's a customized theme that is going to look differently from the theme that you have. So you should be able to see your visual editor, and if you click the tab that says text, you are now going to see the text editor, which allows you to add JavaScript and HTML code. So I'm going to simply go to the bottom of my post and paste in that JavaScript code that we just pulled from ConvertKit. So I want to make sure that it's centered, and then I'm going to save my post. So let's refresh the page and click on preview, and you should be able to see within the blog post the new opt-in form below. So you can also add this opt-in form to your blog sidebar or your footer area using widgets. So I already have a few different footer widgets over on the right-hand side. You can see them here. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the widget and we're going to paste the JavaScript into the box, and then we're going to click save. So let's go back to our page, and now you can see that the opt-in shows up right here in the footer area. Now, depending on the theme that you're using, this may look a little funny, and you may find that you're going to need to play around with it a little bit. And this is where an image hyperlinked to a pop up opt in box would come in handy because you don't have to worry so much about resizing and customizing code to get your form to fit nicely within the area that you want it to on your site. But I definitely wanted to show you this option, and when it's in your sidebar or in your footer area, it's going to show up on all of your pages. So now that you've gotten yourself set up with ConvertKit, the next step is to add your billing information. And basically what you'll want to do is complete your account details. You can't send any emails unless you include an address, and it needs to be a physical address or a P.O. box. But you have to have a physical address because there are anti-spam laws that require you to add a physical address at the bottom of each email that you send out. So I do not recommend putting your home address there, but it's a good idea to put your business address or go down to your local postal service office and grab a P.O. box. Then you can include your website information and your default email settings, which will be your from name and your reply to email address settings. So your from name is what people will see when they get an email from you. I highly recommend including your name, not necessarily a business name or your website name, because when you see emails in your inbox, you are more inclined to open them up if they are from a real person. Now, exceptions would be if you are an e-commerce store, a nonprofit, or maybe you have an offline store that has a coined name. So the more human-like you are, the more personable you are, the easier it's going to be to connect with your audience and grow your business. So once you have all of that information entered, the next step is to save your information. So if you want to check out ConvertKit, make sure that you click the link underneath this video and then make sure to grab the 14-day trial to see if it's a good fit for you.